Hi, it's Dwyer, gamblersadvisory.com. Third time trying to make this video. We'll see if I get it up this time. Saul Alvarez, Canelo versus Ryan Rhodes in a fight that many in the UK feel has upset potential. Let's talk about it. But before I do, remember, just consider this video to be a second opinion from a complete stranger online. The opinion you should follow should be your own. Saul Alvarez, he has a lot to like. He works behind a jab. I consider him to be a long jabber. Not a lot of lateral movement. Doesn't seem to punch while moving, right? Works behind a jab. Not a physical fighter. Doesn't come inside and fight the kind of fight that Sergio Martinez fought against Paul Williams in the first round of their rematch, or that Andre Ward fought against Alan Green in their Super 6 matchup, right? Alvarez isn't physical, not a lot of physicality, right? What he is a fighter who boxes you a little bit and then relies on his secret weapon, which is his punching power, right? That's what gives him his comparative advantage. His left hook is one of the strongest left hooks in boxing. Take a look at his knockout of Carlos Baldomir, who going into that fight had one of the best chins in boxing. Baldomir was knocked out cold. If you look at Canelo's fights, you'll see that when he knocks a guy out, that guy is lucky to be moving, right? Canelo hits very hard. But Canelo, when hurt, doesn't seem to know how to clinch. He has some problems. Take a look at the first round of Canelo's fight against Jose Miguel Cotto. You're going to see that he gets staggered in that first round, and he's young. He shows why he's green after he gets staggered. Can't really grab Cotto, doesn't know how to turn Cotto. Cotto actually is able to get him in the corner and rough him up a bit. Were Canelo in a different division, he would be Vladimir Klitschko. Take a look at Klitschko's fight against Corey Sanders. Sanders was able to get inside on Klitschko, who then didn't know what to do. Right? Klitschko, like Canelo, fights from distance, is gifted with very heavy hands, but isn't the most physical fighter. Right? The same problems that you've seen with Klitschko are the problems that you'll see with Canelo if an opponent can test him. Now let's talk about Ryan Rhodes. I believe Ryan Rhodes, different kind of fighter. If Ryan Rhodes were in another division, I believe he would be Jorge Arce. Right? Rhodes is a guy who is a destabilizer. By that I mean he comes in, not the best defense. He looks hittable. He can be hit by hooks and other punches. But when you start to open up on him and you start to throw your punches, Rhodes is the kind of guy who can put his head down and then throw looping bombs. Right? He has a knockout ratio of greater than 60%. And while he can come inside, he doesn't stay inside. He's kind of like a guy who just takes you enough out of your comfort zone that you start to fall apart. The Jamie Moore fight, quite frankly, I thought Moore was the heavier puncher than Ryan Rhodes. But of course, Moore got comfortable, then Moore got caught, and Moore got taken out. Right? If you believe Ryan Rhodes has a chance to win this fight, then the scenario under which that would happen can be found in Jorge Arce's recent win, upset win, over Wilfredo Vasquez. Right? You're talking about a guy who can destabilize an orthodox, structured opponent in such a way that that opponent literally doesn't know what to do, ends up in a shootout with Rhodes, and then Rhodes is able to drop the hammer. right? My take is that because Rhodes is hittable with hooks, I believe that if I had to make one bet, that bet would be on Saul Alvarez to win the fight. I believe that Alvarez has an excellent chance of catching Rhodes. I don't see the fight going the distance. I'm suspecting that Alvarez wins this fight by KO inside of the distance. The way I would play it in a casino is I would take Alvarez to win, straddled against Rhodes by KO. Understand, Rhodes has a puncher's chance. Alvarez is young. Alvarez doesn't know, in my opinion, how to fight on the inside. I think if Ryan Rhodes can turn this fight into a very sloppy brawl, then he has a chance to catch Alvarez, whose chin remains untested and is an open question. Right, let me also point out too that Ryan Rhodes' interviews has pointed out that Saul Alvarez barely has experience at 154 pounds, seems to have been awarded one of the belts at 154 after fighting Matthew Hatton, who himself has very little experience at 154 pounds. All of those points are valid. Personally, I've been very disappointed, and I made a video when Canelo was in his teens, talking him up, saying that he has a chance to be special. But I've been very disappointed in how the powers that be in boxing seem to have bestowed on Canelo a portion of the belt at 154 when there are very talented fighters at 154 clamoring for an opportunity and trying to earn it. People like Alfredo Angulo, right? Miguel Cotto is a champion at 154. So too is Cornelius Brundage. You have others. Powell Wolak, excellent fighter. I don't like the idea of some young guy, even if that guy is an icon, being awarded or given a share of the title after a fight with Matthew Hatton. So Canelo at this point is a bit overrated. Let me just say that he needs to have his game catch up to his height. And for him to do that, for him to get to where Sergio Martinez is, Andre Ward is, Bernard Hopkins is, he's going to have to, like each of those three, build on what he has. In other words, he's going to have to get an inside game, right? He's going to have to learn to be physical. He's going to have to figure out how to punch on the move and do more than just box a little before he lands a big left hook or a straight right hand, right? Um, Quite frankly, I think the guy has a lot to learn at this point. I see the talent potential. He has the talent to be special, certainly has the punching power. But what he's going to have to do is fight stronger opposition than Matthew Hatton. I think he fought Love Morendu. He's going to have to fight stronger opposition than that to gain credibility. To sum up, I like Canelo to win this fight, straddled against Rhodes by KO. Canelo is going to have to be prepared to deal with Rhodes' ability to turn a fight into a shootout, but he's going to have opportunities to knock Rhodes out. I believe he does just that. Let me know what you think. Leave your comments for me here on YouTube. Visit us at gamblersadvisory.com. Thanks for watching.